Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I am going to teach you how to create a workflow in SAP system. Right? Workflow is a very vast area. Today I have selected one particular area. Let's say for a function in SAP, we need to trigger an email to a specific set of users or something, right? So for that purpose, we can use workflows, but that is not the end. As an example, we can use workflows for the approval. There are so many functionalities. Today, I will choose the emailing function for a particular uh, function. Let's say for a bomb creation, you need to send an email to a production supervisor or someone, or else sales order creation, you need to email to the sales department or something, right? So most people, if they get this kind of requirement, they do a customization and do the email generation notifications in a different way. But in a standard SAP, it is available. So I will give my best to give you an understanding about a workflow. Okay, so first of all, if you are creating a workflow for the very first time, definitely you have to check few configurations in your system, right? I will go to SWU3, right? So these configurations normally done by your basis consultant, right? So especially, right? So this prefix numbers, this is required. If this is not maintained, you will not be able to save your workflow, right? It will give an error. So make sure these configurations are done before you doing a workflow in SAP. Okay, right. So to create a workflow, you need to go to transaction called SWDD. Okay, right. So I'm there because I have created some workflows earlier. It will get the latest one, right? If you are going to create a new one, so I have to create new workflow. Okay, so it will be like this. Now you have to think about the scenario that you are going to create a workflow. Okay, I'm going to create a workflow for sales order creation. Let's say for once the sales order created, you need to send an email to a particular user. Okay, so this is my scenario. So if you know see this screen, right? So you here you have a different sections, so workflow containers, steps that can be inserted to your workflow. So I will go one by one. Okay, so this is your design actually, right? So workflow will be started and undefined steps will be there. You can define steps here, right? The workflow completions, right? So before we do any you know design here, you have to set some header data for your workflow, right? I will go to the header data and you have to give the abbreviations for your workflow. This could be anything, right? So I will use it KH2 or something, and KH SO creation workflow. So release status, make this released. Okay, but let's say if you are creating this for the testing purpose, you don't need to do this. You can keep this like this. Okay, and then the descriptions, nothing you need to enter, and start event. Okay, so this category you have to select PO. There are several other categories as well, but today I'm going to explain the BO, business object category, right? So for each function in SAP, there is a business object. For example, material master creation, bomb creation, routing creation, there are bus object, BUS object, right? If you Google it, you will find it, right? So I have found a bus object for sales order creation. It is BUS 2023, right? Once you enter your bus object here, if you come here and if you select this, you will see the events which is relevant for this bus subject, sales order creation, right? Here So you can send email once the sales order created, changed or deleted. So there are so many other levels as well, right? Okay. So I select this function. My event is sales order creation. Okay. So then this status will be inactive, right? We have to activate it once you save the workflow. Okay. So I'm going to save the workflow. It will ask, the package. So this package is very important, right? So you have to define a package. You have to get the support from your ABAP, the technical consultant, ABAP consultant, and create a package, right? Which is relevant to your module or something. They know how to do it, right? So now I'm going to save this as a local object. That means I can't transport this from this system to any other system, right? TR will not be generated. So you make sure create a package and save it to that one, then the TR will be generated and you can transfer to from one system to another system. Okay, now I'm going to activate my workflow, right? So here I will save this. You can generate new TR number and you can do it. Okay, and this binding, now at this moment this will not be there maybe, right? So let's see. Yes, if I select the generate options, it is not there. Okay, so don't worry about it now. Okay, so now the binding exists. Maybe you have to do it again, so after you add the steps to your workflow, right? So then I'll go back. Now you can see this another new icon is added there, right? So this is your header data and this is the function that you're going to call at the initial stage to trigger this workflow. Okay, now you can add these different functions. Okay, let's say as an example, see, send email option is also there, user decisions. So and we can add conditions as well, multiple conditions or single conditions, right? I will explain the condition as well in this example. Okay, so let's say, right, once you create your sales order, you want to send an email to a person based on the sales organization. Then you can put this condition and you can assign the sales organization. Depending on the sales organization, you can segregate mails to the different fellows. Okay, so to do that, right, you need to create a workflow containers, two workflow containers, right? I will explain. So here I select the workflow container, right? Now I'm going to double click this one. So one workflow container is required for you to maintain the email addresses that you need to send these generated emails. Okay, so I will create report. So email list, email is sales org 10. I'm not sure that the spaces are allowed or not, but let's see. Okay, now to enter the email addresses you need to do one thing. Okay, right, so 10 it is not a valid name. 10, right. Okay, whatever. Right. Okay, so this you have to select this ABAP directory reference. Okay, here you have to put SOX in name, right? Then the set of fields will be activated and from here you have to select this full name, recipient address. Now go to properties and tick these parameters, three parameters, and multi-line, so it will be enable you to add multiple email addresses. So in the initial value you can add the email addresses, right? So I'm going to add cmk So you can add multiple email, right? So what else? Package seeds at gmail.com. Right. Okay. Cool. Now one workflow container added. Let's say if you want to set up different set of email groups, maybe depending on your sales organization or something, you can add more. Okay, so I'll add one more. So 20, right, and here. Okay, press this, mark this, and the initial value at the email addresses. Okay, yes. Maybe see email or right. Okay. So now I have two workflow containers for two different set of emails. Now you need to add another workflow container, right? So like I mentioned, when you're going to add conditions, you need this container, or when we send an email to the recipients in the email, when there are variable things, if you want to add variables thing like sales order number or something, then also you need this workflow container as well. So this workflow container, right, we are going to create in a different way than the previous one. So I will give the bus object number. Here you can give any name, okay, not this one, right? So here you select this object type and you put your bus object number here. Go to properties, select these three parameters and multi-line is not required, sorry, and go there. This should be filled like this, okay, bus object. The purpose is to refer this bus object in your condition and also your email body and the subject as well. Okay, right. Now the three containers are there. Now I go to here, the steps that can be inserted, and I'm going to add a condition there. Okay, I will add multiple condition here. Right, I will drag and drop. So it will directed me to a new window. You can here give the steps name. Okay, sales org selection or something, any name. Comparison basis, here this is important. Now you have to select the bus object you created. If you expand this one, you can see all the fields related to the sales order, right? Distribution channel, and okay, right, where is the sales organization? Okay, sales organization is there, distribution channels is there. You can select anything, right? Let's say, okay, I will select distribution channel on the sales organization. Okay, I will put this, change this one to distribution channel selection. So any field you can select, right? Okay, so now you have to select the values here. So normally it will be depend, right? In this scenario I have distribution channels 10, 20, 30 likewise. Okay, and so I can give this 10, 20, or else I can put the description as well. Direct sales and okay, import sales or something, right? Okay, that's it. So these things you don't need to change anything. Now I select this one. Now see our design, right? It is very beautiful. See, uh, this is my triggering activity, and now we have the multiple selections. number 10, so distribution channel 10 and distribution channel 20. You have two branches, right? Now let's say if the sales is generated for distribution channel 10, I need to send an email. So I'm going to drag and drop this email icon here, right? Here I will change this to email addresses, and from here I will select my workflow container. So here this one I created as sales org, right? But you have to give proper name. So I will select 10 and press this one. Now you can give the subject. This is the email subject which your recipient receives. Okay, I'm going to give sales order created. You can write anything. Okay, dear, so madam, new SO created. Now let's say if you want to enter the variable data, right? If you want to put the sales order number here, or a sales distribution channel or sales organization or anything in this box, right? You can do that one as well. So you have to select this bus subject. Okay, I think I press this icon here. Okay, this one, insert expression, and go to bus subject. Now let's say you want to where's the sales document, right? So that means sales order. So this is a variable value. System will always overwrite your sales order number here. Let's set division as well, right? Division. Okay, so you want to the header, you can add these variable parameters as well, right? And records, can put anything. Okay, right? Give abbreviation. This is for your reference. Okay, you have to save this one, and here you have to select the package. As I mentioned earlier, create a package and assign to that one. So I'm going to save to the local object right here. Now this email icon is available. I will new sales order created. Okay, this one you can edit the name, step name, email for distribution channel 10. Cool. Now I'm going to create an email for my second distribution channel as well. Drag and drop. Email. Select the workflow container with email addresses. Give a name, right? Subject and body. Okay, object, right? A step name, let's say email for DC20. Right now my workflow is done. Okay, the triggering option, it's come here and there is a selection. It will select the SO distribution channel and it will go from this relevant path, right? So this is one of the basic workflow. Now after creating this workflow, maybe you need to check your syntax, right? You can check like this. One warning is there. But we'll go ahead. Okay, here normally you have to activate this one, right? If you are transporting this to different client, right? But before that, better you test your workflow first. So I'm going to test my workflow. So I click this one, and here you can pass a value to your workflow, right? You create this one and you create a BUS 2023 for sales orders now. So you give a sales order number. So I have my sales order number here, right? This is just to test the data, and I can execute. Okay, in progress. Now let's go to the workflow log. Great. Now you can see workflow is completed. That means this is getting created. Now if we go to graphical view, you can see how this was happened, right? See, and it's come here because my sales order distribution channel is 10. It goes in this way, right? And here, right, comes here and workflow ends. Now let's say if you want to check the email, right, you can go to SOSD and you can check. See, you have the email from the workflow. So guys, this is just a basic workflow, right? But you know, this is a very vast area. Better you read and you gain more knowledge. There are so many amazing things that we can do from the workflows. So thanks for watching my video. If you have any questions, leave a comment. I will reply as soon as possible. Thank you. Have a nice day.